Young and beautiful queen. But there is an 80-year-old sister. Sister wants to be younger too. Then, my sister told her a big secret. I skinned myself be good enough. It turns out that Daimei and Xiaomei are twin sisters. They live a poor life in a slum. By chance the king heard his sister singing. He believed that the singer was a young and beautiful girl. So he took out priceless jewelry and sent someone to give it to my sister. Sister dare not show up. She asked the attendant to put the jewelry in a wooden barrel and pass it into the house, in order to try it on first. The two jewelry sisters almost fought. Looking at the wrinkled neck, sparkling jewelry coup, Daimei made a small calculation in her heart. Finally wait till dark. The king came to the sister's room and knocked on the door. He can't wait to see his sweetheart. Do you like my present? The sister on the side wants to tell the king the truth, but was stopped by Daimei. She pinched her throat and imitated the voice of a girl. I'm just a poor girl. I don't deserve the glory you gave me. But the more he refuses the king, the more interested in her. Daimei thought of a mitigation plan. She told the king that she was too shy, not ready to meet. She asked the king to come again in a week. By the time, she will show the king her beautiful finger. The king agreed to her without even thinking about it. Okay, I will come back to appreciate the eighth wonder of the world, your tender fingers. Daimei looked at her old hands. I picked up the brush and brushed up the old leather on my hand. Then soak your fingers in boiling water. Put on drugs that can grow new skin. Wrap your fingers like Zongzi. Soon a week is up. She was looking forward to opening the layers of packages, but found that the fingers are still the same, even more ugly than before. Daimei burst into tears and sadness. And then the knock on the door sounded again for a long time. The king has come to fulfill his promise. In a hurry, Daimei found out her sister who likes to suck her fingers. Index finger is tender and smooth. So she picked up Xiaomei's finger, handed it out through the door. The king looked at Fnen's fingers in full bloom. I once again asked to see Daimei herself. Daimei knew she couldn't hide. She promised the king to enter the palace tomorrow night. But Daimei put forward another condition. I hope there is only darkness at night without a candle. The king, who has been dazzled, does not hesitate. Agreed to her request. In order to prevent the king from seeing the flaws, my sister uses glue to stick the wrinkles on Daimei's skin. Make her look more like a girl. I entered the palace with a red carpet in the beautiful night. After waking up, the king wanted to see his sweetheart. He held a candle to Daimei. It turned out to be an old and ugly woman. The king's stomach was suddenly overwhelmed. He was frightened and angry. He was frightened again. Call the guards to pick up Daimei from the window. Dropped off the cliff. But there is no S in Daimei. She was hung on a big tree. Retrieving an old life, a witch passing by and saving her. And feed him with our juice. Daimei fell asleep groggy. She doesn't know her body at all. Earth-shaking changes have taken place. The king found his sweetheart. Turned out to be an 80-year-old woman. He ordered the guard, threw the old woman down the cliff directly from the window. The king hunting in the forest this day. I accidentally found a beautiful red-haired girl. Shocked him. And he didn't know. This girl who made him stunned. It was the beauty of last night. The other side is at home. Xiaomei waiting for news. I received the Chinese clothes from the attendant. The attendant told Xiaomei she was invited to the king's wedding banquet. The queen secretly greeted Xiaomei at the wedding banquet. He told Xiaomei that he was her sister Daimei. Xiaomei couldn't believe her eyes. She asked how my sister did it. The same sister is always secretive. Divert the topic. Watching my sister live in a luxurious palace. Live a life of fine clothes and food. Xiaomei is both envious and jealous. She always said that the queen is his sister. Until the wedding banquet is over. Xiaomei still doesn't want to leave Daimei and gets angry. Let her go. Do you want me to lose everything? Don't want to. Then you have to leave. But Xiaomei turned around and turned back. Xiaomei asked her why she couldn't let her stay. Why, look at yourself. You are very old. No one will believe that we are sisters. Xiaomei is sad. She kept asking about the secret recipe for her younger sister. Daimei told her she slept in the forest. After waking up, it becomes what it is now. But Xiaomei thinks her sister is lying. Seeing that the king is coming back, Daimei had to make up a reason. I gave myself a skin. Good enough. Daimei's lie convinced Xiaomei. She gave all her jewelry to a husband. Ask husband T to help B lose his skin. The husband inspected the true W of the jewelry. Xiaomei thought he was too young. Gave him more jewelry. A lot of greedy little beauty to the woods one. Greedy Mr. T takes Xiaomei to the woods. The greedy husband brought Xiaomei to the woods. Deep down began to sharpen the knife. Xiaomei leaned on the tree. I can become like my sister when I think of birds. A young and beautiful. Young and beautiful. She laughed happily after Wei Xiu's cry. An ex-person walked out of Quan Shulin. That's Xiaomei who was skinned by Bi. And at this time in the palace, Daimei who was attending the ceremony suddenly noticed the abnormality of the body. His left hand began to be covered with wrinkles. Then the magic of the neck and face witches failed. Daimei is about to be beaten back to her original state before the king has discovered. She hurriedly hid her face and fled. Daimei ran out of the palace crying. And my sister is also missing. This is the end of the story. Here is a poem. Time is gone. Cherish the present. Most important. Prosperity and wealth, a dream, a real life, not a vain. Okay, I like Yichin movies. Remember to comment and follow us.